Welcome to the Coaching Edge. I hope you're having a great day and that everything's going your way today. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about regrets. Everybody has regrets, and sometimes those situations continually come back to us in our mind, and we feel bad about it. And I'll just kind of share an example for myself. It actually wasn't too long ago, it still bugs me a little bit to this day, but here's how you deal with regrets. Just to kind of give you a little background, I was at a restaurant visiting my son's college, and it was one of those, it was an old-time restaurant. They had a U-shaped bar, and you could sit down and order your food, pay at the register, they bring it to you, or people were standing. You could place your order, pay for it, go outside, after you get your food. Well, 4 of us have ordered our food, and I just kept standing there, and what you had to do is give them your name, and they call your name when your food was ready. Well, as I was standing there, I just kind of watched. There's a lot of people in there. There's a lot of food, a lot of burgers being made. And my name is Greg, and I heard Greg for other people that came in and did orders, which is rare because Greg's not a very common name. And it's one of those things that I never heard him call the name Greg, and here it was like 20 minutes later, 25 minutes later, and I'm standing there, no food, and finally I go up, I just at the register, I said, I think you guys lost my order. And sure enough, there ended up being 4 Gregs that had come in at the same time, and I was like the first one. So they must have gave my food to somebody else, and I was kind of hot under the collar because, I'd waited a long time for food, and it was busy, and I just said I want my money back, which was fine. I mean, I was decent about that, and stuff happens, but I wasn't gonna try to figure out the order when the other people were outside waiting and it was pouring rain. I just said, I want my money back. So they gave me my money back. Well, in the process of figuring that out, this young man came by next to me and he made a comment. He goes, would you order every hamburger in here? And I think his thing was he was just trying to break the mood or just try to be funny, or it wasn't anything personal at me. Well, at the time I was pissed. So I took the comment wrong and I said, well, what's that supposed to mean? I'm a bigger guy. So I just kind of waved my hand and I go away. And he just kind of sunk down into his chair, and I really kind of deflated him. And that, I got to say, that was wrong of me. I lost my cool. He's a total stranger. He's just trying to lighten the mood, and I totally acted like an ass towards him, and it's one of those things I regret because I like people, I care about people, I want them to do well, but I want to give you an example. That's a regret that I have in my mind, and every once in a while it comes back. Well, you maybe have a situation like that in your life where maybe you did something you're not very proud of, that bothers you once in a while, and the only thing that you can do about that regret is forgive yourself for acting that way or doing that thing, whatever it is that you hurt somebody else or took it out on somebody else. You have to forgive yourself. And then the other thing that I like to do for that person is I ask God to forgive me, but also ask for God to bless that person because I acted the way I did. That way you can let it go, because I'll never see this person again. But to this day, like I said, it'll come up in my mind once in a while for a while there, and until you make peace with it, forgive yourself, and like I said, ask God to bless that other person and to forgive you, and then you can let it go and release it, so you don't have to hold that anymore. What you did was wrong. What I did was wrong, but there's, if you know somebody that you did that to, you can go up and make comment to them and just say, hey, I was being dumb, I made a mistake. Own your mistakes. That's a big thing. If you made a mistake to somebody own your mistake. Ask for them to forgive you or apologize. It takes a big person to do that. And I think if it's somebody make peace with it. Go talk to them. I think that's another way of healing from that moment, and ask them to forgive you, and just tell them you're sorry, and that, admit your mistakes. Like I said, in this situation, I did not know the person, so that also makes it tougher. But that's okay. Like I said, there's a way you can approach that and hopefully heal from that situation. So just wanted to kind of give you an idea about regrets a little bit. You have to own your mistakes in it and ask for forgiveness, and forgive yourself. That's the big one. It's one of those things. It was irritated, and he caught me at the wrong moment, and I took it wrong, and that was my fault. I should have kept a calm head. For the most part, I was pretty calm at the restaurant. But it's just one of those things. Things happen. I shouldn't hold it against them. Maybe they should do their system a little bit different than by just taking your first name, because people do have the same name. So anyways, it's just one of those things that happened. That's why I share it with you, just so you have an understanding of how things can affect you or bother you later in life. Even weeks, months, years later, those situations can still eat at you. And that's why I said you have to learn how to forgive them, or forgive yourself, I should say, and forgive the situation that happened. And that will help you move on from that, so you can let it go, and it won't weigh you down anymore. Won't make you feel bad, because that's the biggest thing. It makes you feel really small when you realized you messed up and did something wrong. But it's better to own it and ask for forgiveness and let it go. Forgive yourself. So stuff happens to everybody from time to time. So nobody's perfect when it comes to that kind of stuff. So hopefully I made this video today, hoping it'll help you if you have a situation like that, or you have some regrets. Try to deal with them. Don't just hang on to them and let them continue to bother you. Get it out and deal with it. And that's what I do here at the Coaching Edge. I help people work through some of those issues that they may have, so they can move on from the hurt and the pain and the suffering that they are going through, especially when it is something that could be corrected. So, hey, thanks for listening today. Take care, my friends. We'll talk to you next time. See you soon. Thank you. Bye.